YouTubers, this is Joe from ArtAlienTV. Another quick game of interplanetary I Spy going on here, and this is an interesting one for all you space detectives out there because there's something strange going on here as well as what I found. I'll explain that in a minute. The main image we're looking at today is this one from Sol 521. Now this was taken a long time ago by the Curiosity Rover, and there's the date down here, not 2014. Wow, 23rd of the 1st, so early 2014 in January there. So that's a long time back. It's almost 5 years. So yeah, this is an old image, but quite clear, not very well focused, but at least it's bright. And you can see some detail. It's not brilliant, but we've got enough detail to determine there's something strange going on here. There's also this image from the same set, where we have this thing here, which has got some kind of something carved in it and something attached to it. I'll show you that in a sec. And there's loads of other things here, but I have covered some of these things before in a previous video. And if you want to look at some of the other things that I showed in this area, you can go through my videos and go back about a month and you'll find this Animals Not Found on Mars video. There's lots of things here which are in the same area, okay? And also what I will do, I will upload the gigapans I've got here. I've done a couple of gigapans of these images, and they will be on Mars Magazine page on Facebook as well later on after this video is released. Okay, so there'll be links. If you see this video link on the page, there should be a link to the where you can download these gigapans. I'll put the JPEGs up for you. They're quite large, but they're not massive. So let's crack on with it. The main thing, as you may have seen on the cover, is this, which is the Gravestone, with a nice big circular carved pattern in it with some other details which I can't really make out. It could be a carved face or some symbols of some sort, some kind of writing or pictograms or something, I don't know. Not really clear enough to tell, but you can really make out this circle, and this may have been much taller than this. I would imagine that this thing goes into the ground for some distance. This may be only the top third of it we're seeing here, and it seems to be buried, but it also seems very smudged out here as if it's been obfuscated. Lots of this area looks like it's been deliberately smudged to remove detail. Okay, I'll show you a bit more on that in a minute. There was also this other thing which I literally only found last night, which I'll show you the raw clip here. I haven't done a meme of this yet. And this is what I'm going to call the motorbike tank because it's shaped, it's got that teardrop shape to it. I'm not saying it is one. I'm just saying it's shaped like one. And I've got to give it a name. So, but what it does seem to have is some kind of intelligent structure carved into it here. A circle with some kind of star-like or wheel-like pattern to it, with what looks like a lid or some kind of cap that may have gone over it just next to it here with like a hinge. Now if I show you the enhanced clip, you might be able to, let's go back a bit, there we are, you'll be able to see that a bit better. Let's go a bit smaller. You look at these things too big, it doesn't help. They're not in focus, so let's go a bit smaller. There we are. Right, there we are. There's the wheel pattern. There's a little detail there, I don't know what that is, could be a bolt or something, or hole. And then there's a wheel part here, a round cap-like part, which may have attached to this, I don't know. It may be there because it's supposed to be there, I don't know. Very strange indeed. So I'm calling that the motorbike tank for want of a better name. You've got to give these things names, otherwise no one will ever remember what you're talking about. So there we are. That was really cool. Answers on a postcard with that one, guys. Some of you may have a better idea, some of you ladies and gentlemen out there may have a better idea of what this might be. Could it be part of some kind of air vent or duct or something, part of a vehicle? Could it have been part of some sort of air conditioning unit, or could it be a tank with some kind of thing on it, like I said? I really don't know. Speculation, of course, no harm in that. So there was that. I've already shown you this. Let's look at it a bit smaller. You can see that really clearly. It looks like some kind of geoglyphs or something kind of carved into it, but there's not enough of it to show all the detail. And there's a little part to it here next to it there. Now this looks like part of a grave marker or a gravestone to me, and I would imagine this comes down to about here, and there would be like a door, and this would be like an oval, or perhaps may have had a flat part bottom to it there, and the circle would have come down in a sort of door shape with an arch at the top. I don't know, I'm just kind of guessing. We don't know what's under the sand. But what I will show you, I've got two gigapans here, and I've got the area where the, let's just change the colour temperature on that a minute. Automatic colour balance, let's go to there, right, okay. Now, this is the area where the gravestone is, and I've just highlighted that in a blue filter just so you can differentiate it. There it is. And even the raw image, you can see that. Once your eyes adjust, you can see that circle pattern, that oval part to it there, okay? So I'm not adding that there, it's already there. I'm not putting it there. And the tank, what I call the motorbike tank, is over here. And even in the raw image, if you look carefully, there's loads of other weird stuff around here as well. You can see that circle with a sort of propeller-like structure inside it, and what looks like a cap or wheel type mechanism. I don't know what this is, but it looks really interesting. I wish we had a better image of it. I have been looking for close-ups of this, and we don't have any better ones, I'm afraid. I will look again and see if I can find some better close-ups of this, but I don't think that there are. But I'm going to go through them all again just in case I miss something. There's also loads of other weird little things here, like there's like a little carved head here with two eyes and a smile there. You can see that in the raw image. And like two little kind of antennae sticking up just there. That's really odd. So I will do more clips of these things and put them in at the end, but to save time, we're just going to concentrate on the main things here. Now, what was strange about this, now I want you to concentrate. Now this is Sol 521. This has got the grave marker with the circle in it, okay? The circle stone or marker. It's right there, and you've got this rock here on the right, and you've got this big rock here on the left. It's almost equidistant between the two, but lower and closer to us. And they've got like a little ridge here. And there's a little group of 3 or 4 or 5 stones behind it, above, okay? Now, if we go to the day before, so today it's 521, we go to the previous day. Now I've marked the same spot here. We have the rock on the right, the rock on the left, the little group of stones there, and the grave marker isn't here. Where is it? What's happened to it? Is it possible that we're missing something here? Was it removed? Now, what I'm going to do, I'll try and make these two the same size so that we can see both at the same time, like this, and I'll try and explain to you what I'm trying to get across here. Now, Sol 521, the bottom one, let's make it a bit brighter, is basically the same spot. Now, if you look carefully, let's zoom back a little bit more and move it across. There we are. Let's go in a little bit. This is difficult because these are huge gigapans here. I should have clipped these out really. Now, if you look here, we've got reference points. So you can see that basically the rover just moved slightly further back. And we've got these two big rocks on the far right here. Both images, okay? So at the top one, we've got those two there, and the bottom image, we've got those two there. So that's a good reference point. Now you follow that slope down here on the bottom image, follow it straight down, and you've got these group of rocks that I've highlighted, and you follow the line down there and it goes right to that grave marker. But when we look in the top image, the grave marker doesn't seem to be there. It may be this rock here. So you follow that line down, it should be there where my cursor is. Approximately somewhere here. And the nearest thing to that, on this one, is this, but that doesn't seem to match up. This in fact looks a bit like a statue head or something, or some kind of rock or whatever. But the grave isn't there. Now, the angle hasn't moved very much, because if you look carefully, let's look at this little, what looks like a carved head here. Now, this looks like a carved head. I showed it in the previous video that I mentioned. It's got a right angled corner to it here, okay? So pay attention to that. Now, that's Sol 520. That's the earlier image. Go to 521. There's exactly the same thing. We're seeing it from a slightly different angle. It's got that right angled corner on it, and it actually doesn't look as much like a carved head from that angle. But it's the same thing, okay? It's the same thing. You can see it. Same shape, but because the lighting is very slightly different and the angle is very slightly different, the details look slightly different also. But the general shapes are here, and you can see them. You can see them matching up here. But that gravestone, I would imagine, is this thing, but it isn't. When you look at it, let's look at the gravestone again. Got the group of rocks, gravestone in front. Okay, it's there. And we've got the gravestone that should be up here. Group of rocks here. Same group of rocks. Where's the gravestone? It should be about here somewhere. It's not here. So, very strange. Let's take that off of there actually to look at the wider image. It's not there. I've been struggling with this. What I'll do, I'll take some more clips of this and try and explain this a bit more carefully to you. And I'll put some pointers in and try and work out the sort of triangulation of it. I'll also look through some previous and later sols, later days of images, and try and find it somewhere else. But I don't think we will, because the rover sort of moved on from here slowly and started looking the other way. So there we are. Very strange, this one. Now, is it possible that the guys at JPL spotted it in the Sol 520 image and removed it and just covered it up with some fake sand? Can I see any fake sand here? There's a very blurry patch there, but it's all pretty blurry. It's all pretty blurry, so it's hard to say. Could that be it? Doesn't look like it at all. The shape's different, everything. And the angle is only slightly different. The rover's probably only moved 2 or 3 meters from one day to the next. So this is very strange. So there we have it. I mean, we've got the same stuff over 2 days, and it doesn't match. Now, this is often the case with some of these Mars images, but it does depend on the angles. But the angle really hasn't changed a lot here, because you can see all the same things. There's that reference point there. You can see all the same stuff in both images, there and there, and you follow it down. There's that blue kind of rectangle in the middle of there. That's the gravestone. Where is it? What have they done with it? Now, is it possible they saw it one day and obfuscated it and covered it up, or partially covered it with a little pile of rocks like we have here? Or is one of these the gravestone? That doesn't look like it at all. It doesn't. Nothing matches it. So one of these images is fake. Either this one is fake because they've removed it, or the one the day later is fake because they've added it and altered it here. Which one is it? That's the question. So, answers on a postcard as usual, guys, and ladies and gentlemen out there. I mean, what do you think? I'll put links to all the raw images as usual below, and come along to Mars Magazine, get the gigapans, which I'll put up at the top of the page when I put the video link up, and this video comes up. I'll put the link to it, so you'll be able to download both gigapans, and I'll put the JPEG versions of them on there. They'll be quite large, but they won't be huge. So you can take some clips yourself and see if you can work it out. Because there's something very strange going on here. It's almost like one day they decided to cover something up, and the next day they forgot. Maybe it's someone's birthday or something. They were having a party or something. What the hell's going on there? So maybe the obfuscation department at JPL was distracted on the next day and forgot to blot out the gravestone, the grave marker. So there we are. Answers on the postcard as usual. Please subscribe and give the thumbs up if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you soon.